Hey guys, Ed Diaz here with Movement Mortgage, and guess what? I'm with this guy, Joshua Szarek of KW, meaning Keller Williams, here in Marin and also San Francisco. So welcome, man.
Yeah, thank you, Ed.
Thank you so much for getting on my vlog. You see,
My
I could be
pleasure.
50 and I can still use the right verbiage, people. So I know that you specialize a lot in the migration from San Francisco to Marin, even though you cater to both counties. I know you see certain things that are going on. So tell me, first off, let's jump off by saying, why did you get into real estate? When did you get into real estate? And give us a little bit of background where you came from.
Yeah, sure. So, I really got into real estate for a few reasons. I really love to help people, and I've had this interesting background as a senior executive in healthcare. I was also in the military for a long time, and so it comes from a place where I'm able to help groom, coach, educate, and I really want to do that with other people, not only myself, but just with other agents and also other clients. And so it's been a real big part of my passion for years. And I saw that as a way to do that with Keller Williams, since we're an organization that's built on values and built on a team concept.
Yeah, no, and I love also, I also love the cultures because they're very, very similar to the ones at Movement. And by the way, guys, he's being very, very humble. This guy is a Purple Heart and also Bronze Star, right? Isn't that what I mean, he's literally on his resume. He's a sniper, so guess what? Don't make this guy mad, okay? Do me a favor. Protect me, please. So are you seeing patterns, migratory patterns from San Francisco to Marin? Because, the old joke is that, yup, you have a kid, you move to Marin.
Well, the old joke, there's a lot of truth in that. And so what I do see is we call it the 4Ds. It's something that I created. It's death, it's divorce, it's downsizing, and it's dependence. And what we mean by that, mean by that is there are a lot of people who are living in San Francisco. They're living the rat race. They're really happy. They love what they've done there, and they start to have kids. So the number of dependents starts to go up, and they want great school districts, and they know they can get it in Marin. So we see a lot of people moving across the bridge to Marin for that reason.
That is very true. Matter of fact, a little secret, I'm going to be one of those. As you all know, I have a 3.5-year-old, and next year is that power play for me to do that, because my 4th D just went up, right, which is my number of dependents. So I'm looking to do that here in Marin as well. What are you seeing as far as pricing and appreciation here in Marin versus San Francisco?
Yeah, the pricing continues to go up. So the median home price just a few months ago was at $1.55 million, and that's across all of Marin. That's the median. Okay. So we just passed the summer, so obviously after summer phase is finished, we start to come down a little bit in the median home price.
I see.
And then things start to sit in August, and then it'll start to tick back up in September and October after the school season has really launched again. And then November, December, things will start to sit again, and then beginning of the year, people will start getting ready for the summer.
Okay. Now, I noticed that in Marin, it's kind of separated by north, mid, south, which we don't do that in San Francisco. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah.
How do you guys separate?
Yeah, so it's interesting because the difference is with San Francisco is we're separated by districts.
Yeah.
And up here in Marin, it's separated by cities. So, living in Sausalito is a different lifestyle than living in San Rafael, for example. And same thing in Mill Valley versus Novato. They all exist within Marin, just a completely different way of living.
That is true. So what do you recommend? What kind of takeaways can you give the people who are watching that are maybe considering Marin? What are the things that they need to do, like to really prepare for that move?
Well, I think the first thing, and plug back to you, is you need to get pre-approved because the market is very hot. Days of inventory right now, you're just looking at 7-14 days where something sits on the market and it's sold. Wow. Days on market, right now we're at 1.4 months, and a strong seller's market is anything less than 5 or 6. So it's a super strong seller's market, so it's important to get pre-approved first. So when you get out there and you find your right home and you're ready to put an offer in it, you don't get lost.
Yeah, no, that's very good advice. And what would you say as far as, because, and I'm just going to say it real quick, not all agents are created equal, right? I mean, let's be honest. And so what would you say are some of the things that you would recommend, if you take a step back from you being an agent, what would you recommend for the people who are watching, thinking about buying, are some of the boxes that they should check when they're going to pick a great real estate professional?
Absolutely. Well, and I think it works for when you're a buyer or a seller, and we specialize in both buying, selling, and investing. I think you really need to do due diligence and actually do some interviews. interview 2 or 3 agents and ask them about themselves, their background, and their brokerages, because all brokerages aren't created equal. And I think a lot of people just, the first person they know, the first person they reach is who they stay with. Statistically, it's about 70%. The first person you talk to is who you use.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
I didn't even know that. Or the cousin who just got into real estate 3 days ago, right?
Exactly.
That happens every
Which
once
is
in a
why
while.
it's important to use a professional and someone who does this full time instead of part time.
Yeah, and let's end with this. Another thing that I wanted to really quickly emphasize is another box to check is I personally think that agent needs to have a wide network of other agents, because here's what I've noticed is that agents who are really good with people have very wide networks and they're loved by other agents, so it makes the process of getting an offer accepted easier, because when they see, oh, this offer is coming from Joshua and I really like Joshua and I know his great work ethic and his great style, the chances of getting that offer go up. Now, they're not going to tell you this, by the way, but I'm telling you this behind the scenes. This is the real wizard behind the curtain. That I see that all the time where they'll say, "Oh, this agent is atrocious. I'm not accepting this offer." But if they see this guy's name on that, they'll go, "Oh, absolutely," because this guy knows his stuff. He doesn't give me junk, and it's a real deal. What would you say to that statement?
That is so true, because it's funny when we watch how agents interact behind the scenes. It is very different than when they're out in the public. And so, as an agent in the field, as a team leader, it's important to understand who you're working with, because other good agents want to work with you.
That's exactly right. And so that's where it comes in, things like what we call private listings or pocket listings, which we're going to do another episode, and I'm going to interview this guy on the importance of those. And if you don't know what that is, don't worry about it, because we're going to define it, or he's going to define it. So we're going to talk about how that could be your little secret weapon that nobody sees. So thanks again, man.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And there you go. You heard it right from the mouth of Babes. Have a great day.